Hello, students. Mrs. Wright here. I'm here with our final story for this section on stories and fables. Remember, we've been learning about folk tales, and this is our last story. Today, the story is called Tug of War, and I'm excited to read it to you. It's one of my favorites. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how this is a trickster tale. A trickster tale. That means that maybe one of the characters is tricky. All right, and so today I'm going to show you a Venn diagram, and it's going to say turtle on one side, elephant on the other side. Okay, so look for that in Seesaw. And today we're going to go over our vocabulary words. We've got 4 new vocabulary words today. The first word is the word boast. Say that with me, boast. That means to tell someone about something in a proud way. So Darian loved to boast about how good he was at skating. Boast. Okay, that's the first word. Our second word is bold. Maybe you're brave and fearless. How about this sentence? The warrior was bold and strong. Our third word is the word foolishness. Foolishness being silly or ridiculous things that people do or say. So here's a sentence. My mother does not allow foolishness, such as dancing on chairs in the house. And then the last word, our fourth vocabulary word for this lesson is physical strength. So here's a sentence. I tried to open the bottle using all of my might, but I still couldn't get it open. So might is the word, and it means physical strength. Okay, so we are going to use those words in this read aloud today, and I hope you really enjoy it. Okay, this is known as a trickster tale, like I said, and that means that it's a story about a character who outsmarts larger or stronger characters. Okay, so this is a fiction story. Remember, it's made up in somebody's imagination. All right, have you ever played a game called Tug of War, where you're tugging back and forth to see who is stronger? I can't wait to read this story for you guys, and I'm ready to read it. Here we go. This story is called Tug of War. All right, I want you to listen carefully to how the characters in the story, Turtle, uses the game Tug of War to make friends. All right. If you've already heard this before, I want you to listen and see if it's different or there's any variation in this version, okay? All right, Turtle was small, but he talked big. He loved to boast that he was friends with the biggest animals in the jungle. Remember that boast means to say things in a proud or annoying way. He would say things like, I'm just as strong as the biggest animals around here, including elephant and hippopotamus. That's right, elephant and hippopotamus and I are friends because I am just as strong as they are. One day, elephant and hippopotamus happened to hear from some of the other animals what Turtle was going around saying. Elephant and hippopotamus laughed. So they said, Turtle thinks he is as strong as we are. That is the silliest thing we've ever heard. He's so tiny compared to us. And when the animals told Turtle what elephant and hippopotamus said, Turtle became very mad. So they do not think that I am as strong as they are. Once they see that I am just as strong as they are, we will definitely be friends. Just wait and see. Then Turtle set off to find elephant and hippopotamus. He found Elephant lying down in the jungle. Elephant was as big as a mountain. His trunk was as long as a river, but Turtle was bold or brave. He walked right up and said in his loudest voice, Hey, Elephant, my dear friend. Elephant looked all around to see where the voice could be coming from. Finally, he looked down, way down, and spotted Turtle. Oh, it's you, is it? Said Elephant. What is this foolishness I hear that you claim to be as strong as I am? Foolishness means silly, remember, or ridiculous things that people do or say. People usually laugh at foolishness. How silly! I am much larger than you, and thus much stronger than you. Big animals and little animals cannot be friends. Now, Elephant, said Turtle, just listen. You think that because you're so much bigger than me, that makes you better? Well, let's have a tug of war to find out. A tug of war, said Elephant. He laughed so hard, the earth shook for miles around. Why, he said to Turtle, you haven't even got a chance. Maybe so, said Turtle, but it's just so sure. But if you're so sure, what have you got to lose? Then Turtle cut a very long vine and gave one end to Elephant. Here, said Turtle, now, if I pull you down, I am stronger. If you pull me down, you are stronger. We won't stop tugging until one of us pulls the other over or the vine breaks. And if the vine breaks, we are equal. And we'll call each other friends. Now I'll go pick up my end, said Turtle, and when you feel me start tugging, you tug back. And Turtle walked off with the other end of the long, long vine until, sometime later, he found Hippopotamus bathing in the river. Oh, friend, I'm here, shouted Turtle. Come out of the water and say hi. Hippopotamus could hardly believe his ears. How could we be friends? You are so much smaller than me, he said quizzically. Now, hold on, friend Hippo, said Turtle. You think that because you're so much bigger than me, that makes you better? Well, let's have a tug of war to find out. Whoever pulls the other down is stronger. We will keep pulling until one of us wins or the vine breaks. And if the vine breaks, we are equal and we will finally be friends. But Turtle, how could you win? You are so much smaller than me, and everyone knows that big animals are stronger than little animals, said Hippopotamus. Well, let us see, said Turtle, and he gave Hippopotamus the end of the long, long vine. Now I'll go pick up my end, said Turtle, and when you feel me start tugging, you tug back. Turtle walked into the jungle and picked up the middle of the vine. He gave it a good hard shake. When Hippopotamus felt this, he started to tug. When Elephant felt this, he tugged back. What do you guys think is going to happen? That's called a prediction, when you make a decision about what's going to happen. Elephant and Hippo both tugged so mightily that the vine stretched tight. Turtle settled into a comfortable spot and watched for a while as the vine moved just a little bit one way, then just a little bit the other way. He took out his lunch and he munched on his food very slowly, enjoying every bite. Then he yawned and fell asleep. He woke a couple hours later feeling very refreshed from his nap. He looked up to see the vine still stretched tight, and he smiled. Yes, Elephant and Hippopotamus were still pulling with all their might. This means that they were pulling as hard as they could. Neither one could pull the other over. I suppose it's about time, said Turtle, and he cut the vine. When the vine broke, both Elephant and Hippopotamus tumbled down. Whump, bumpity, bump, bump, bam, boom. Turtle went to see Elephant and found him sprawled on the ground, rubbing his head. Turtle, said Elephant, you are very strong and quite powerful. You were right. We are equal. I guess that bigger doesn't mean better after all, and that big animals and little animals can indeed be friends. Then Turtle went to see Hippopotamus, who was also sprawled on the ground, rubbing his head. So Turtle said Hippopotamus, we are equal after all. You were right, my friend. From then on, whenever the animals held a meeting, there at the front sat Elephant, Hippopotamus, and Turtle. And they always called each other friends. All right, that's the end of that story. Did you like it? I love that story. Who are the characters in this story? Pause the video and tell somebody you're sitting near. Who are the main characters of the story? If you said elephant, turtle, and hippo, you are right. What is the setting of the story? Where does it take place? Pause the video and tell somebody you're sitting by. If you said the setting is the jungle or somewhere where the animals live in the desert, you are right. What do hippopotamus and elephant think turtle can be friends with them? Do they think he can? Why or why not? Tell someone you're sitting by. They think turtle is much smaller and too small to be friends with such big animals, right? Where is turtle during the tug of war? Is he pulling on one of the vines? No, he's right in the middle, ready and waiting to clip the vine. Remember that? Why do hippopotamus and elephant finally agree to be friends with turtle? They agree to be friends because they think he proved that he is just as strong as they are, right? This is why it's called a Trickster Tale. Remember that? Remember that the Tug of War is a special kind of fictional story called a Trickster Tale. Who is the trickster in the Tug of War story? Why do you think so? Pause the video and tell somebody you're sitting by who is the trickster and why do you think so? All right. If you said that turtle was the trickster in this video, you are right. He tricks hippopotamus and elephant into thinking he is as strong as they are, even though he's not. He's just a little turtle, right? Who was pulling on the two ends of the rope? The elephant and the hippo, two big animals, right? Why does turtle trick hippo and elephant? Because he wants to be friends, right? And is turtle good or bad? He's good. He's even kind of smart, right? All right. In this story, we heard the word foolishness. Say that with me. Foolishness. Clap it out with me. Foolishness. Snap it out. Foolishness. Okay, good. In the story, we heard the words, what is this foolishness I hear that you claim to be as strong as I? Say that word, foolishness, with me one more time. Foolishness. That means silly or ridiculous things that people do or say. Ian took part in foolishness when he jumped on the bunk bed and hit his head on the ceiling. Have you ever seen or heard someone taking part in foolishness? Try to use the word foolishness in a sentence. Here's an idea. Blank took part in foolishness when blank. So maybe you could say your friend Karen took part in foolishness when they decided to try to slip and slide down the grassy hill. Right? They might get hurt. That'd be foolish, huh? Pause the video and use the word foolishness in a complete sentence. All right, here's the last part of our story. We are going to say thumbs up if it is foolishness. Yes, it is thumbs up, foolishness. Thumbs down if it is not foolishness. Thumbs down, okay? All right, Cody ran across the street without looking both ways. He could get hurt. That's not good. That's silly and ridiculous, right? That is foolishness. Tess listened to her teacher and raised her hand when she had a question. That's not foolish. That's following the rules. Good job. Jerome ate all his dinner, including his broccoli and his carrots. That's not foolish, right? Cindy went out to play in the snow without her coat. Foolish, right? Don't go out without a coat. That's silly and ridiculous. Don't do that. All right, Tamika put on sunscreen before she went to the beach. Good. That is not foolishness. She did what she was supposed to, right? What about Kale ate all of his dessert before dinner? That is foolish, silly, and ridiculous. Good job, Patriots. I'm so glad you were here with me today for our final story of this unit. We'll be moving on to Unit 4. See you next time.